Okay, so Carl here from North Coast Constrictors, how's it going? Got a request from one of my subscribers to do an update on my retics. So who am I to refuse the request of a subscriber? So without further ado, I'm going to pull out a couple of retics. I'm not sure which ones are going to want to come out. Some of them are pretty hungry. It's actually, should be feeding today. And it is late afternoon, so going to be a bit risky pulling some of them out. I'm not going to record pulling them out. I'm just going to pull them out and then edit it into these videos. So without further ado, let me go and grab one of the retics, and we'll try and get through all of them. There's 6. I've only got 6 retics, and we'll start off with we'll go from the smallest one, and we'll work up to the biggest 2 females. So let me pull out the first one. Okay, so what I'm pulling out here, I'm not sure was the last one. The last time was that you saw this. This is Eden. I like to name my snakes. She is, I can't remember the last time I did a video on her, but I'm sure you can see she's grown a bit. This is a visual motley purple albino head titanium. Okay, or citron. You know, head titanium stands for citron. She's putting on some stunning size. She's still a baby. She's got this stunning head, beautiful white head. I'll take these glasses off. They got too much glare. So this is motley purple albino head titanium. Okay, and I do have a male. Now you notice how obviously her being, usually they say the young ones are the snappy ones. Well, I mean, as they come out the egg, they're very snappy, okay, but I mean, I've got usually she's like licking my nose. Yeah, I'm not taking any bites or whatever. The last 2 snakes that I pull out, I promise you I'm not going to do this with. These have been handled literally from hatchlings. I wouldn't say daily, but like 3 times a week minimum, like proper handling. Like I always do head training. I always make sure that they're not head shy, you know. And as they get older, it just becomes second nature. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out another one that looks exactly like her. It's a male. I'm going to pair them together when they're older so that I can try and get visual titaniums. The only thing that you're going to see, if you see the difference, how I can tell them apart, okay, are by 2 distinct marks. Behind her eyes there, she's got a stripe, okay? If she'll cooperate with me, okay, which she's not, behind her eyes, she's got a straight stripe that goes down towards... But anyway, okay, and the males, that stripe is broken. So if I had to confuse the 2, put them in the wrong tub, that's how I'd be able to tell them apart. But isn't she just looking stunning? I'm trying to get the pattern. Come on, snake. Cooperate with me. Show yourself off for the camera. Everybody wants to see how beautiful you are. It's, let's have a look at her toe. Yes. She's gonna get fed tonight. Okay, so let me pull out the boy. Okay, so and here's the male. Alright, so this is Asclepius. Alright. And I think I screwed up there by telling you about the stripe. She's actually got the broken stripe on the head. If you look at Asclepius here, on his head he's got like an L shape. That goes from his eye and then up his upper side of his head. Hers is broken, not his. Okay, he's a little bit bigger. Motley purple albino head titanium. This light, I wish I could almost do these videos and recordings in natural sunlight, because then you would see the colors probably better. You know, it's so blurred, you know, the camera's trying to focus on me at the back and then kind of focus on the snake at the same time. So you can never really get, and obviously trying to keep the snake from moving around and trying to get a good shot. So this male here is planned to pair with that female in about 4 years time. That's how long it takes. Well, maybe about 3 years time, because they're about a year old. Okay, but they're growing. They stunning snakes now. Don't overfeed. I don't power feed. Feed every 10 days. And a fairly decent sized rodent. Probably about 1.25 to 1.5 times thicker than the girth every 10 days. And I could probably feed him every 5 days and they'd eat. Retics have just got phenomenal feeding response. Anyway, so Asclepius, if you guys want to know what Asclepius and why I named him Asclepius, if you look at, the medical, I've said this before in my videos, if you look at the medical profession, medicine, there's that staff with a snake wrapped around it. I think it's from Greek mythology. It's the snake of healing, okay? A lot of people often wonder why they have a snake wrapped around a staff that represents medicine for some reason, because snakes, they consider venomous, not poisonous, guys. Snakes aren't poisonous, snakes are venomous, not retics. Retics are constrictors. Retics do not have venom. Okay, so I called this boy Asclepius after that symbolic snake on that staff in the medical profession of the Greek mythology, because that's just kind of my thing. That's what I like to do. Let me get him back in his tub and in his enclosure and pull out the next retic for you. Okay, so I got this mad oak over here. This is I'm gonna do a film pulling him out. This is Kratos, my motley het albino. He just thinks every time I open his enclosure, it's feeding time. So I don't know if he's gonna come launching out or not, but I never open up this enclosure without using my snake hook, because he just thinks it's food time. Hey boy, how's it going? And now he's just caught a whiff of me. Hello. Come out wherever you are. Hello, yes, hello, how's it going? Look at that. How you doing, my boy? Okay, you can see that I'm not a rat. I haven't been holding a rat. I'm gonna actually try and lure him out, because he's on a piece of driftwood inside his enclosure, and he likes to get a good old wrap around it. So guys, you see, if you handle the snakes properly, says me, you can actually get them out of the enclosures. And I think I spoke too soon, because he's now anchored himself on his driftwood, which I'll try and slowly get him off. Because now I think he's realized, oh shit, there's no food. Why do I even want to come out? Now he's got a proper lock. Now he wants to go exploring up there. Okay, so, great ass, got him. Okay, let me move this camera so that we've got a better angle here. Okay, this guy's, I love this snake. He is frigging mental though. Okay, he literally is crazy. I hope we can pick up some iridescence on his coloring. You might be able to get it. I don't know if the camera's blurring it a little bit. Maybe if I come closer. I don't know. But he's just, he's ridiculous. Now, you can maybe even hear him breathing. Okay, he's just a heavy breather. He doesn't have aura. I had it checked out. I don't know when the last time I did a video on Kratos was. I don't know how big he was the last time I pulled him out, but to get an idea of how he's doing all right. He's I would say I don't know, I'm 6'1". They say that if you extend your arms this wide, that's how tall you are. I'm pretty sure he's not quite 6 feet. Maybe he's between 5 and 6 feet now. He's for sure between 5 and 6 feet. Of course he's about 5.5 feet. This is a character, this guy. He's something else. I mean, he'll be looking at you through the glass. Oh yes. He'll be looking at you through the glass, the enclosure, and he'll look at you and then he'll look up like this, and then he'll just go back and he'll just fall backwards and lie on his back and then get up again and come out. He's got no neurological defects. Relax. For those of you who think, no, there's a problem with your snake. He's just fucking weird. He's just weird. And you can see he's chilled out. But sure, it is for him, he's not due to eat for another 5 days. Okay, so I keep a record on each of the enclosures of when they were last fed. So he's not due a feed for 5 days, but so it was nice to pick him out. So he's a motley het albino. Okay, so the others that are pulled out, those are also motleys, but they're visual albinos, purple albinos. So this is what a motley looks like just in its pure form. Okay, without any recessive influence like the purple albino, but he is heterozygous for albino. Okay, so should we get him back in? He loves to telescope and he loves to check everything that's going on. But anyway, let's get him back in to his enclosure, and then I'm going to pull out the next girl. Now we're going to start heading to the 3 big females. The other one, this one I'm going to pull out now. I'll show you, she's not that big yet, and then the last 2 are the biggest, and they're still not even fully grown. They're about halfway, so hang tight for that. Okay, so the next girl out, this is Honey, my Lavender Albino 100% het genetic stripe female. She is starting to get a lot bigger. I can't remember the last time I did a video on her, but she's quite a favorite for the guys that watch my North Coast Constrictors channel for the retics. Obviously, I'm predominantly a ball python breeder, as you can see, about half my racks in the camera shot here, but I do have some reticulated pythons. Notice how the ones that I've pulled out now, these 4 that I've had since they were babies, pretty much babies, yearlings, and I will allow them to come up to my face and I will let them. You see, she's getting pretty big now. I don't stand too far back away from the camera, but she's about 8 feet now, maybe 8.5 feet long now. When I got her, she was probably about that long. She was under 2 feet when I got her, and she's really growing, and she's doing so well, and she's got such an incredible temperament as well, and she's so beautiful. I mean, look at these colors. Look at that lavender albino in her, and also she's got one of the most stunning heads. That orange, that bright orange head of hers, just something else. Now she's one of these snakes here, because I know them and I've established trust with them, and I know them and I know their behavior. I allow them to come right up to my face. Not recommended. Don't do that at home if you're a new ball python breeder, etc., etc. Insert, don't be an idiot here. Okay, unless you know your snakes, guys, and don't just go buy a 15-foot retic from somebody and then think you're going to give it a kiss on the mouth and let it come right up to your nose. Not going to happen. Okay, you have to have owned your snake for a long time. You have to handle it for a long time. And even still, guys, to this day, there's going to be a day that I'm probably going to take a tag. Obviously I do my best to read the snake and to make the snake feel safe and secure and unthreatened, and let her move around, and you can see that the long slow tongue flicks. And this is also exercise, guys. I always say it in my videos. When I take my snakes out, I work them. For the videos, I don't do it long enough because I'm trying to get through a video, but like when I don't film and I do handle my snakes, I move around the house, I'll put them down on the floor, I'll let them slither around, I'll let them go on the couch, I'll obviously try and make sure that they can't go anywhere where they can, because I've had them wrap around furniture before, and to try and untangle a retic, that's got itself firmly wrapped around the leg of a table or something like that is another story. And while Kratos is having a drink of water, I wish I could. Oh man, I just want to try and get this in there quickly. I don't know if you guys can see that. Don't often get to see. Yeah, boy, we're watching you have a nice little drink. Okay. All right, so sorry about the camera. Gotta put it back on the tripod here. So yeah, I just thought it would be quite nice to catch a quick glimpse of a retic drinking a bit of water. Okay, so this is honey, Lavender Albino, 100% head genetic stripe. I'm going to put it back in her tank, and now I'm going to pull out my two biggest retics, which are not big retics. One's 9 foot, the other one's about 10 foot. They are newly acquired retics. I've had them for about 2 months. And I'll talk about them now when I pull them out. So just hang tight for that, coming up. Okay, so I had to go to the other room to get this beautiful girl out. Okay, now this is one of my latest investments. This is a golden child purple albino. Okay, I'm still getting her used to me. She's about 9 feet long. She's about 3.5, 4 years old now. I got her from a friend of mine. Just slowly. She is in another tank in another part of the house. Along, you can see she's got a good grip on me here. I can't even get my hands out of that. I have to use this hand to actually uncoil her. I'm a lot more careful around this snake. This one has gone for me many times. In fact, when I've even used my snake hook, which I'll always use to take out my retics, she has grabbed onto that snake hook and wrapped it. So she can be unpredictable. Once she has gotten out of her enclosure, she seems to be okay. Now, obviously, I want to try and get some nice angles for you here so that we can admire this beautiful girl together, as I am doing this video for one of my subscribers. I'm going to drop his name below here. This is for you. You did ask for a video updating on the retics. Carl, his name's Carl. Got quite a few. I only got a couple of 100 subscribers, 400 and something, but I mean, I'm here to entertain my subscribers, and if one of them wants to see something, I'm gonna put it on. And he specifically asked for an update on the retics, and here's the update on the retics. So this is my big, beautiful golden child purple albino, and she's about 9 feet long. Still socializing her, getting her used to being handled. The guy that I bought her from is a friend of mine. He got quite a lot of retics. So she didn't get a lot of socializing. She didn't get a lot of handling. So she's still sussing this situation out. She's still checking everything out, and she's still like, what's going on here? What is this all about? You know, usually when I used to walk up to the tank just to even open up, I keep on calling it a tank. It's not a glass tank, guys. They're in an enclosure, so it's all made out of wood, and only the front is very, very thick glass. She would strike at the glass before I'd even opened it. She was that defensive. And then, you know, got to a point where she wasn't striking the glass, but the moment I slid the glass open, she would come flying out and she would try and strike me. So, and then I would obviously have my snake hook on hand, and I would try and tap train her to get her out of that feeding response or that defensive response. And she would bite the snake hook, okay? And she can smell the ball pythons inside there. She can smell, all these are female ball pythons inside there. So she's, one thing you need to understand, guys, about reticulated pythons, very, very busy snakes. They're not like ball pythons. These snakes are all over the place. They want to go and explore. You let them loose, they will go and explore. So her name is Gabriella. Okay. and real beaut. I'm still feeling my way around her, still getting used to her, still being very gentle with her, building trust slowly, you know, letting her understand that I am safe, that she is not going to get hurt or injured, harmed, attacked. I like to speak a lot while I'm holding her so that she hears my voice. I've said it 100 times on my, okay, I haven't made 100 videos, okay, but I've said it dozens of times on my retic videos. Reticulated pythons and king pythons are the two, king cobras are the two most intelligent snakes in the world. They can recognize their owner by face and by voice. They can recognize you when you walk in the room. They will know who you are. If you're a different person, they can see your face. Okay, I've thank goodness got one arm free here. Guys, that's a rule when you're getting wrapped up by a retic. Always make sure you got one arm free. So if you need to, because if this girl had to wrap around my throat right now, and she's got a good solid, they're anchoring themselves, guys. They got no arms and legs, so she's holding on, okay, and she's using her body weight, and this is 9 feet of muscle, okay, this is 9 feet of muscle right here. So I've kept this blood supply. I mean, she's got a wrap around my neck here, and I can already feel it, okay. But if she had to just coil around this part of my neck, I put my hand up here, and then I'll still be able to keep some blood flow to my brain. I'm talking about handling alone, guys. Okay, this is how a lot of accidents happen. Okay, you get choked out. A retic will bite you, start coiling you, get their body around your neck, cut off the blood supply to your brain. The next minute you're unconscious. That may kill you if she keeps the choke on and she suffocates you unintentionally, because you can lose consciousness inside under 8 seconds, guys. I used to do MMA fighting and grappling, and I've trained martial arts for many years. And you get a guy in a headlock and you choke him out, boom, he's sleeping in 5 to 8 seconds. Okay, this snake can do that, I can promise you, and they are strong. Okay, they are very strong. So always, if the snake is over 10 feet long, I would always highly recommend having someone in a very close proximity to you. Okay, so Gabriella here, it's time for her to go back into her enclosure. Just want to give you one last look. Look at those beautiful blue eyes. This beautiful golden child. She's a stunning snake. Isn't she lovely? Okay, time to move on to the last girl, and the biggest that I have. And as I say, she's still not even as big as she can get. She's only half the size of what she can get to. So stay tuned for that last retic. Okay, so I had to go to the room and get the other girl, who's a lot bigger and a lot thicker and a lot stronger, and then also try and operate the camera, and I'll get her up in a second. But I'm in a nice bit of a leg lock here. Alright, so here is Tallulah. And Tallulah, which is Hawaiian for waterfall, is a tiger lavender albino retic. She's about 10 feet long. Okay, she's a lot more chilled. She's a lot more chilled than Gabriella, the golden child. She's a lot thicker. Guys, you could almost mistake her for being a white albino, but she is lavender. I know it's picking up that she's probably white, but the other one is more lavender than her, but she's a very pale lavender. Okay, she's a pale lavender. She's not a white albino, but she's a tiger. She's an absolute specimen. She's about 10 feet long now. I can't get a full grip around her girth. She's a big snake, and she's only half the size of what she can be, what she'll get to. I reckon she's going to get to 18 to 20 feet, this girl. She is breeding ready next year. Sorry, I know she's out of camera shots. It's just that she's got me in a position that I don't feel very comfortable with. I want to see if she can work her way out of it. I'm still working up to these girls coming close to my face. Guys, you must watch out for that, eh? Your face, your breath is a heat source. I could have quite easily taken a bite there and I wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. So, she's got me fairly wrapped up nicely here, but she's very inquisitive. And guys, she is strong, man. And she's got me around the leg, she's got me around my forearm, and if you can see, she got me on a good coil. So, guys, if you want to own a retic, understand that this is half the size of what they're going to get to. Okay, half. Okay, I'm not a small guy. I'm 6'1", I weigh 100 kgs, 220 pounds for those guys that don't work in the metric system in the States. She's 10 feet long. She's going to get 18 to 20 feet. Okay, and I'm getting a good workout just by handling her on her own, like this. Okay, she anchors around you by using her tail. I think she's just more interested in the smells and the scents from all the other snakes. The last two snakes that I pulled out, I keep in a separate enclosure. 2 huge 1.8 meter long enclosures, big 600 by 700 millimeters, high and wide, way big for them. They can get up to a good 15 to 18 feet inside those enclosures. Okay, they've just been upgraded into those enclosures from 120s. So guys, we're going to end off this video now. I'm pretty sure it's gone on for quite a long time. As I say, this girl is a little bit more chilled than Gabriella, the golden child. Just trying to get a nice shot here for you. I do try, as I say, with all my snakes, I try and do a lot of head touching, and the reason why I do that, even with the risk of getting bitten, is because I don't want them to be head shy. Okay, I don't want them to be head shy. I don't want them to get a fright if I put my hands around their heads. So guys, that's my retic update. These are all the retics that I have. 2 males, 4 females, and this girl is going to breed. I do obviously breeding ball pythons. Next year, 2023, will be my first season breeding retics, and this is the girl we're breeding. She is either going to pair to Kratos, the motley het albino. You can try and prove out the albino in him. And we have motley tiger albino, maybe, because she's tiger, which is an incomplete dominant gene, or a dominant gene, and he's a motley, which is an incomplete dominant gene, because you can get the super form. I don't know if you can get the super form of a tiger. The guys, if you do get a super tiger, let me know in the comment section below. So but for sure, we're going to get tiger. If we hit the odds, we're going to get tiger, motleys, and hopefully this boy proves out for albino. Okay, he's a het albino. I do know the previous owner. Well, the previous owner bought him from somebody else, and it pretty much guarantees 100% het for albino. If he doesn't breed, Kratos, if I don't pair him up, if Asclepius over there, the motley purple albino, het titanium, is big enough to breed next year, because you can breed your males at about 2.5, 3 years old, he'll pair with this girl. And him being a visual purple albino to this visual lavender albino, being a purple motley, that guarantees albinos of whatever, lavender, purple, or white. I've got to check mark it out in my genetic calculator to see what percentages I'm going to get. But I'd love to prove out old Kratos there. I'd love to prove out and see what we get. Okay, so guys, that's it from me. And goodbye from Tallulah as well, and North Coast Constrictors. I hope you enjoyed my retic update. If you want to see more content like this and see what we've got going on here at North Coast Constrictors, hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell if you want. If you don't, look out for our next video coming up. I usually try and drop 1 or 2 a week. Cheers guys, over and out from us. Let me get this girl back into her enclosure. and it's feeding night to night. Time to get them ready for dinner.